I know what it looks like, and it's not true. I've not been standing on the dock this whole time, and as a matter of fact, so much has happened since last time we spoke. Okay, so I did enjoy my time aboard the luxurious SS Anne, but sadly it had to depart without me. And at any rate, I had more pressing matters at hand than some crews, okay? I had a Shinydex to fill, and there were still a few Pokemon I wanted to capture and a few items I wanted to grab before I faced Lieutenant Surge. A shiny Diglett and a shiny Drowsy bring us to 31, and a quick evolution into a Hypno gives us 32. So 32 shinies, counting, before we even face Lieutenant Surge. So we're gonna throw everything we have at him, and by everything I mean Sanders alone. Sanders swept the whole gym. Of course, if you watched the first video, you might know that this ROM hack, Pokemon Lazy Green, is not really about the grind. It's more about a simple, straightforward Pokemon adventure experience. This Fire Red hack is a great option for anyone who may be new to Generation 1 or just wants to revisit Kanto, get a taste for that nostalgia, and just, play through the story pretty quickly. You're absolutely able to do that, trust me. So just before I enter Rock Tunnel, there's a few more Pokemon I want to grab, and there's a few more Pokemon I can evolve. So I definitely wanted to see that shiny Voltorb. That blue and white is pretty cool. I like it a lot more than the red and white design. And I also need a Pokemon to use Flash and light up the tunnel so we can see. And while I'm inside Rock Tunnel, I'll have a lot of running back and forth to do. I know some of these shinies are going to be a little bit tough for me to encounter, but I know they're there. First one I'm going to find is an Onix. This is a pretty cool one. Looks kind of gold or bronze, but I've noticed everything kind of has a green tint. Machop, very gold, very bronze, looking buff. By the time I even hit the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town, everyone on the team is maxed out, so I want to grab this battle with Hot Dog and raise that level cap before I head to Celadon City. And as you know, there's a big patch of grass on the way to the underground tunnel where I know I'm going to capture 2 fire Pokemon. Shiny, of course. I can't really start shiny hunting for Ghastly until I obtain the Sylph Scope, so I'm going to head over to Celadon with that new level cap and start evolving some more Pokemon. I'm definitely taking advantage of trainer battles here and there, even though they're pretty much optional, so I can quickly level up and add to the Shinydex. Tally is number 37, our shiny Fearow, and shortly after, that's right, it's a double evolution, Punch evolves into Primate, which leaves us at 38 before we even catch what's in the area. Oh yeah, did I mention I'm trying to make not only a shiny dex, but a shiny living dex? Yes, so that does mean that I'm catching multiples of these shinies, some rarer than others. And yes, that does mean that if I want that shiny Snorlax sitting to the west of Celadon City, I'm gonna have to use the reset method. But before I do anything of the sort, I'm gonna have to sort out Erica and grab the rainbow badge, and then I'll start making my way over to the Celadon City game corner where, yes, you guessed it, Team Rocket and Giovanni are up to it again. And once I'm done facing Team Rocket again, I'm gonna shop around. I'm gonna check out the Celadon City Mart. I mean, it is like 5 floors of reduced prices, right? Carbos, calcium, iron, all of that stuff is so cheap. I could definitely stock up on that if I wanted to, but what I'm really interested in are some of the evolution items. Yes, I'm talking Firestones for our Growlithe and our Vulpix. We're gonna need those in order to fill out the Shinydex. There's also another item I'm interested in, and that's the linking cord. I can use that to evolve Graveler, Haunter, and Kadabra. You also might have noticed that I can purchase Moonstones here, and that's pretty convenient. So we're gonna use that first Firestone on Vulpix, and evolve it into a beautiful snowy white Ninetales here, and that's going to give us number 41 in our Shinydex. So of course I'm going to grab a few of each of these because I'm going to need every single one to get 151 shinies. And voila, just like that, Arcanine becomes my 42nd shiny, and I'm going to start evolving some of those Mount Moon encounters, namely Geodude, so I can use this new linking cord and get a big old chunk of cheddar. I really don't know if I like this shiny or not. What do you think? Alright, so now that I've got all but one of the linking cords used up, I'm going to head back to the Pokemon Tower with the Silph Scope and start the hunt for Shiny Ghastly. Now while I'm in Pokemon Tower, the mission is not to catch just one Shiny Ghastly, but catch 3. Now I'm also going to have a chance to encounter a Shiny Haunter, but by the time I actually did, I've caught 4 Shiny Ghastlies. I'm also going to look for 2 Shiny Cubones. And I knew that Shiny Cubone would take a while to appear, so I took advantage of that time spent in Pokemon Tower, leveling up some Pokemon just by rotating them in and out. Also feeding them rare candies here and there, so you could start to see some new shiny evolutions. I started adding a lot of new shinies to the roster, and some were pretty cool to see, quite honestly. What was your favorite so far? Let me know in the comments below. But at any rate, number 54 was the wild encounter we had been waiting for, and this was first of several, as I mentioned before, but it was great news altogether because it just meant that we were adding to the Shinydex one at a time, and we could use that last linking cord to get a shiny Gengar. And it was not too much longer before I finally encountered that shiny Cubone. I was really looking forward to this moment, and I gotta say, still cute as ever. And we're gonna go ahead and evolve one of them into a Marowak. Why not? Pokeflute in hand, I'm going to head back to Celadon City, where I need to catch 2 shiny Doduos. That's right, 2. So I can evolve one into a Dodrio. Hi, Trixie. And I just so happen to be near that Snorlax on the western outskirts of Celadon City, so I'm gonna go wake it up. And yeah, I know you're wondering, how many resets did it take? Well, I'll let you know. For me, it only took 27 resets. Not too bad, right? Nevertheless, I was very happy to add Snorlax as the 61st shiny in my living dex. Now, speaking of that living dex, you know, it didn't dawn on me previously that that's what I wanted to achieve, so I had to revisit places like Mount Moon just to grab another Jigglypuff and also a Clefairy, and maybe an extra Nidoran or 2. Actually, you better make that 4 Nidoran, right? Because that's right, we've got the Nidoran male and the Nidoran female to give us Nidorino, Nidorina, Nidoqueen, and Nidoking. So that's gonna bring us to a clear and cut 67 shinies. So back at the Pokemon Center, I was being so diligent trying to organize this living Shinydex so that when I had it complete, I could just sift through every summary page in one go. It just sounds satisfying. And at this point, it was starting to feel obtainable, and I could do this pretty quickly, fairly quickly, and still enjoy the game. That being said, I want to say thank you, especially if you're still watching this far into the video. I really want to know what you think. Let me know. Are you enjoying this? Do you want to see more like this? I hope you're having as much fun as I am with this series so far. Okay, so I'm back in Saffron City at the Sylph Company building, and I've got 72 shinies in my living decks, and the 73rd resides in this building. That's right, I'm on a very special mission here. Now, of course, the Master Ball will be very handy later, but for now, I just want to get through these halls undetected and, well, maybe not undetected, but quickly, okay? I'm avoiding battles here. I just want to pick up the card key and fight Hot Dog just so I can talk to the NPC who's gonna give me that shiny Lapras. The question is, how many resets? Well, if you guessed 6 resets, then you might be correct. It was only 6 resets, not so bad. And there you have it, the 73rd shiny in the living decks. And we haven't even encountered Giovanni yet. Oh wait, there he is. I really wanted to use my shiny Lapras against Giovanni, so I leveled it up using rare candies. Now, this has always been an option, but I just think it's a much faster method to just level them up in battle. However, I noticed something. I broke the level cap by using rare candies, so this whole time I didn't have to go searching for a rival battle to increase the cap this whole time. I wish I had known. I could have evolved things so much earlier, but it was all okay, because at the end of the day, Giovanni and Team Rocket were thwarted, and the president himself was handing me a Master Ball. And we all know that's from YouTube, but that's a whole nother episode. You guys, first I have to go to the gyms.